This is where the situation stands tonight. The pipeline is almost complete. It was supposed to cross under this section of the Missouri River. And that's been the flashpoint. Indigenous groups are worried a spill could contaminate their water supply, and they've slammed the plan for trampling on their rights. The CBC's Karen Pauls was on the ground as the announcement was made. Karen?
Wendy, behind me is where protesters have been camped out for months. And when people heard the news, you could hear the cheering across the valley. This is a big win, not only for these protesters, but for their supporters in Canada and around the world. Tribal leaders are calling this an historic decision. People in the camps are thrilled.
Today it's a victory. Today it's a good time to celebrate, you know?
This is something that will go down in history, and I know that it's a blessing for all Indigenous peoples.
This day started with a day of prayer. As people gathered by the sacred fire, this man had a quiet moment beside the water.
The spirit of greed would leave and be replaced with a spirit of charity.
Around noon, groups of people started walking towards this bridge, the closest they can get to the pipeline site and the place where police have set up a barricade.
They're moving back.
We learned later this was the moment police agreed to move back dozens of officers from their ready positions under the condition that people stay in the camps and not set foot on the bridge.
We have removed ourselves from this area in an attempt to de-escalate the situation.
As we were talking to him, we heard cheers and saw dozens of people approaching the bridge. The protesters got the news that the permit for tunneling under the river has been denied. The Army Corps of Engineers will look for a new route. Things got tense as people approached the no trespass zone. Police supervisors went to talk to the protesters. After a short conversation, they retreated. Still, there are concerns some of the more radical protesters may try to remove the burned vehicles blocking the bridge, prompting a repeat of the violent clash with police 2 weeks ago.
One idiot in the mix.
Well, all it takes is one person.
Tonight's decision to halt the construction came at the 11th hour. Tomorrow is the deadline for protesters to leave this camp. And Wendy, there are so many angles to this fight. Indigenous rights, environmental rights, civil rights, and it's why so many people are celebrating tonight.